Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is CC Sarita, and today I'm here to keep it 100 and raw. And as you can see, it's about me not wearing tampons and pads anymore, and what I use now, how I use it, and the care of what I use. So if you would like to know why I stopped using pads and tampons, to be informed 100%, just keep watching this video. Mike Wilmer. Okay, so quick disclaimer, I'm not here to change anybody's perspective or their menstrual cycle routine or anything as that such. I'm just here to inform. So don't take anything what I said the wrong way. What they're not telling us can affect us in a huge way. So let's get started. Manufacturers are not required by law to tell us what they're putting in our tampons and in our pads, and I feel like as a woman we should know what we're using on and in our skin, so on and in our body. And I know that may sound like bougie, like I need to know, or whatever the case may be, but what a lot of people don't know is that when we absorb stuff on our skin is way more effective than what we take into our body. Like, it's more effective than what we drink and what we eat. So absorbing something as such, like these tampons and pads, on something as gentle as our vagina, it goes through our bloodstreams and it affects our vital organs, and that's something that we do not need because it causes complications of reproductive systems and developmental issues and stuff like that. So I just feel like we need to know what's inside tampons and pads, and manufacturers are required by law to tell us that. But they are required to tell us the complications and dangers of tampons and pads, which is toxic shock syndrome for tampons, super absorbent tampons to be exact. Leaving them in for too long or sleeping in them overnight can cause toxic shock syndrome. And toxic shock syndrome is an illness that's caused by staph, and it can be deadly. Women have died from that. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but that's what happens when you use super absorbent tampons. I'm not sure if it's in like regular tampons or but I know for a fact that it's in super absorbent tampons, and I didn't know that. I did my research and I'm like, shoot, girl, you've been using super absorbent tampons for like 2 years. I was wrong. The reason why tampons and pads are crisp white is because it's chlorine dioxide in them, and chlorine dioxide have traces of dioxin. Dioxin is what has been known to cause reproductive and developmental issues in women. That was one of the reasons why I stopped, and I feel like that reason alone is enough for me to switch to something different, to find a different product, other options, because bleach and pads and tampons that we're using on our body and something as pearly and as sweet and as gentle as a vagina, no. So that's the big thing. The biggest thing is that, because it causes cervical cancer and ovarian cancer and organ damage, and the fiber in pads can cause cervical cancer, and the plastic in the pads can cause ovarian cancer. Just trying to inform people. I'm not trying to scare anybody, not in any way, shape, type, or form trying to make anybody switch over to what I switched over to. I'm just informing. So my next reason is personally for me. So I have heavy periods now, that after I had my son, after 3 years, he's 4 now, but a year after having him, I started getting really heavy periods. So that make it 3 years, and that caused more money, more time, more everything, and I just feel like that's a hassle for me. So that's the reason why I switched over. And when I say by more money, I mean like tampons. Like, I use 2 boxes of tampons a month, and if I wasn't using tampons, I use two packs of pads a month. And pads and tampons are not cheap, and I just feel like that's what's best for me to switch over. And okay, and for your information real quick, let me throw this in there. Women spend $18,000 like $18,000 their entire menstrual cycle on tampons and pads. Something has to give, so something gave, and I made a change, and I like it. Pads are not 100% cotton. They're also cellulose gel. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, and I hope I am, and if I'm not, please correct me you know, after I post this video, after I make a fool of myself. But they're not 100% cotton. They're still using, even if they was 100% cotton, 55 million pounds of pesticides is sprayed in cotton field. Okay, that doesn't sound good. Another thing, yeast infections. I got yeast infections, and I know it was from pads and tampons because after I stopped using pads and tampons, I have not had a yeast infection. But let me tell you, I had yeast infections and bacteria infections and rashes for the past two years. I developed that, and like, okay, so my period started. First day of my period, I used a pad. Second day, my period, I'm still using a pad. I changed my pad every hour because that's how bad it was. Because if I didn't change it every hour, I would get a rash. That's time consuming. I work, I have a kid. I can't every single hour change a pad. And I had no choice, because if I didn't, I would develop a rash. And then sometimes, even if I did do it every hour, I still developed a rash because I was bleeding heavy. So much fluid and mixing in with fluid and it's just mixing in my vagina, and it's just causing a rash. So that's why I changed to tampons and pads. That's another reason. That's the biggest reason, because now I don't have yeast infections or bacteria infections or rashes at all, period. I finally realized what it was. I thought I had a disease. I thought something was going on with me. I thought something was happening. Well, it was something happening, but it was changeable. You know, is that a word? Changeable? It was fixable. Is that a word? Whatever. I was able to fix it, okay? Shoot. Those are my reasons as to why I changed. I don't want cervical cancer or ovarian cancer. I'm not saying that somebody that wears tampons and pads wants cervical or ovarian cancer. Maybe they weren't aware, or whatever the case may be. And no, you're not going to get cervical cancer and ovarian cancer the next month after you use pads or tampons, because that's the case. Everybody would have it, you know what I mean? But wearing it for so long and using it on your skin and putting it in your vagina for so long, it causes that. It can happen. It builds up and so forth and so on. Now on to what I use when my monthly is here, okay? And I'm so excited to talk about it because I really do love this. And this is one out of 3 of my products that I use. So it comes in this little bag, and it's a menstrual cup. And this is by blossomcup.com. It's flexible, and it has air hose on it. And the air hose is what makes it work, basically. So you do your little fold. You know, you have to put it in. You can't put it in your vagina like this. This is not going to work. So always make sure your hands are clean and make sure your hands are wet, because otherwise it's very hard to get in there. I use gloves because my nails are long. So you just fold it, and then I fold it, and then I put it in like this with my gloves on, and I just take it towards my spine, and then I let it go. And to make sure that it's open, I just stick my fingers up there and I work around the rim to make sure it's open and suction, and then I tug at it to make sure it does not leak. You have to make sure that you put it in properly, because if you don't, it will leak. This holds up to 15 millimeters of fluid, and I believe that if it goes past that 15 millimeters of fluid mark, it more than likely will. What the heck is on there? Oh, part of the cloth bag. I believe if it goes past the 15 millimeter mark, it will leak, because the hose, and I think the hose, I don't think, but the hose are what keeps it, you know, suctioned. So once fluid hit these holes, boom, here comes your cup gonna slide out, and you gonna have a mess. So you have to make sure you keep an eye on this for the first time you use it, so you will know how it works. Because the first time I used it, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm using it, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So it worked out for me the first time, because I paid attention to it, the care of this. So during your cycle, during my cycle, when it's time for me to change it, I just take it out. You know, the removal process is easy too. Just take it out. You put your fingers up there, you squeeze the bottom, and it unsuctions, and you pull it out. But you don't pull it out like real fast, because it's blood in it and you'll get it everywhere. So I do this, and I just pull it out, and then I do it like this, and then I dip it. I dump it. I said dip it. Then I dump it, and then I rinse it. When I'm in public, I do the same thing, but except I have wipes. So I clean it because I can't just walk out of the bathroom stall and go wash it out because there's never any sinks in the stall. So you can't just walk out with your menstrual cup and wash it in the sink. That's weird. So I just use wipe it out and put it back in. Since it's 100% silicone, it is not hard bacteria until you care about after your cycle. After your cycle, with using these, you should boil this. It tells you, the instructions tell you, like, you know, how long you're supposed to boil it or if you can boil it. But this, the instructions on this was 5 to 6 minutes, and I boiled it at the end of my cycle, and I also put 2 tablespoons of baking soda in it, and that worked for me. After a while, you experience an odor with this, like with the cup, not with yourself, but an odor with the cup or stains with the cup. I suggest using baking soda and cold water to fix that. If you continue to have the odor and the stains, you need to replace it. Also, there was something else. Let me think. It's also environmentally safe, and it's safe for us. It's gentle and it works wonders. I swear this little thing like will change your life. This changed everything. Like I would never go back to pads or tampons after this. Life, like I want to marry it. It's everything. I wish I would have known about this before, and it's been out for years. I never even knew about it. I was just like, okay, so I need to figure out other options for my period because this not working for me. I can't keep paying money for doctor visits and medication for treatments for yeast infections and bacteria infections. You know what I mean? I had to figure something out. So I just feel like this was the best route. It's environmental safe, it's human safe, female safe, vagina safe, everything safe. It's cheap. These last up to 10 years. I don't recommend 10 years, but this was $25, I believe, or 22 or 25, whatever the case may be. $25, and I'm gonna get rid of it in 3 years. But I ordered another one from Moon Cup off of Instagram, but you can get it off, you know, go online. And they got Moon Cup, Star Cup, Diva Cup, Blossom Cup. They got all other type of cups, cups. This is my first go-to product out of my 3. This is my first one that I'll choose. Like, whoever invented this, like, you're a genius. Kudos to you. Ain't that what you say? Kudos? Kudos? Oh, shoot. Forget it. Whatever. You know what I mean. Good job. So, next is soft cups. And this is what I have in right now due to I only have one menstrual cup. And I wanted to show you guys my cup. This is the soft cup. I like it. It's pretty cool, but it's not better than my menstrual cup, you know. So, but you just it's flexible ring. You just hold it in the middle like this, and you insert it back towards your spine, and then you hook it on your towards your tailbone, and then you hook that like behind your tailbone. I can't explain it, but I'm pretty sure I can find a diagram, and I'll put it right here somewhere. You just put it, hook it. Easy. And these are disposable, but what I did in September, because I didn't have my menstrual cup yet, I used this. I had, you know, I switched to everything in September. So I had these. I had bought these for $12.99. And what I did, my first time using these, I used this my first day, my second day, my whole 1 day to 5th period. I had used these, and what I did was use this the whole cycle. They say to, once you're done with it, put a hole in it. I'm about to say, because I know this don't get no hole. But the first, what I do is I insert it. When it's time to me take it out, I don't know, can be worn up to 12 hours, just like a menstrual cup. So oh, why am I still looking at this box? Dang, where am I at? Oh yeah, so I used it, and then I took it out and I dumped it, and I rinsed it with cold water, and I put it back in. When I was done, when my cycle was over with, I tossed it. Then I disposed it. Why? I don't understand. Like, what's going on with that car? Thank you. This can also be worn during sex. I'll put a diagram up here so I can show you, but I'm pretty sure like it goes in like this. So, and this is like that. And then this is the penis, and it goes boop, boop, boop. Okay.
You stupid.
Don't worry about me. Cotton pad. So this cotton pad is what I use my first day and my last day of my period. So with this, I just put it on, and my first day catches the little flow that I have, and I didn't experience any leakage, but that's only because I did not use this on my heavy days. So I'm not sure how it goes with leakage, but I got this off of Amazon at, what is it, Bamboo, Amazon. This is environmental safe as well. It's reusable, so you don't throw it in the trash. Machine wash it or hand wash it, and you're good to go. And it has like, can you hear that? Like, it's like a little microfiber, like a raincoat type of material. Is that nylon? These are my products, and this is my, I'm about to drop my menstrual cup. Number one go-to product is my menstrual cup, and I will never let go. I will never go back to cotton pad. I will never go back to pads or tampons. I will always stick to this. Also, if you decide, like I said, I'm in no way, shape, or form here to tell you to switch over to menstrual cups, cotton pads, or soft cups, but if you decide to switch over to them, please let me know that I helped you with that. I hope you were more informed about pads and tampons, as they are not good for you. I'm just here to inform, you know. So if you feel like any of these will work for you, all you have to do is make sure you do your research. That's all I say. First and foremost, research these products. Research the product you're going to get. If you're going to go to Diva Cup, make sure you research. If you're going to go to Blossom Cup, make sure you research. So-and-so cup, research. Soft cups, research. Period panties. And I will be ordering those, and I will review it, and I will make a video on that as well. Thanks for watching my video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in my comments if you decide to switch to these items or anything like that. Let me know how it goes for you, if you like it, if you don't. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Bye.